Do you need this?
No.
Oh, no. G'day, viewers. How you going? See ya.
Hello, Cheryl, Sharon, Trish, hello, Susan, Jane, Liz, hello, everyone's jumping on. Sorry, that was just Shed Guy there popping his head in. Thought I'd forgotten something, which is very observant of him. Del, hello. Yes, you'll see I'm rugged up today. It's actually been really cold. I think they even forecast snow in some of the higher parts and rain. So yeah, it's been chilly. Never mind, it's only summer. We really haven't had much, have we? Well, not down here. I know other parts have been very hot, but we haven't. Vicky, hello. Always start with a little bit about the weather, don't we? It's very typical. Sorry about that. Oh, my phone is upside down. Miss Jane. Oh, it's gone upside down again. Okay. Right. So wait for a few more. Hi, Karen. Made it on time this week. Hello to Mum if you've worked it out. I know she left it there for you, but did she remind you that it was 6:30 there, not 7? Not sure. Anyway, she's not going to be able to answer me. Gwen, hello. Carol from Shepparton, hello over there on YouTube. Hello. Yeah, so we'll just give a few minutes for a few more to come on. And if you were here last week, you might remember that we've got another range of Tilda fabrics to show you, get rid of. Hi, Gidget, hello. 33. Oh, yeah, I know. Okay. Matilda said she did remind her it was 6:30. Chris, hello. Haven't heard from Ruth yet. That's okay. A long way for me to think about that yet. Anne, hello. Jeanette, hello. So, wait for a few more to come on. So if you remember, we've got a few more Tilda fabrics, another collection to sell off tonight. Vintage ones out of the shed, not quite as old, but some of you might be new to Tilda and not have them. That's fine. And then I'm going to do those first, and then Jo has a list from last week, and then I'll do some demos and show you some other things to give her a chance to tally up the entries and draw the winners that will give away the Songbird sample packs tonight. Hi, Judith. I think we have 16 little bundles of sample packs of the Songbird collection to give away, thanks to Devonstone Fabrics and 2 Green Zebras. So we'll be drawing those at the end for all of you who bought at least a metre last week or a metre tonight, and then that gets you an entry to the draw. So you've got a pretty good chance of winning a pack to go with your orders. Now, what we did do though, okay, Chris, no worries. Hi, Naomi. Is that you all paid your invoices and Jo shipped a lot of them. We should have probably waited until to see if you won a bundle. So if there are some still there that said to hold it over until tonight, so that will be fine if you win. If not, we can either just hold it over until you place the next order, put your name on it, or we can instead do the so hold it over to your next order that we're shipping, included in that for nothing, or if you want it, then we'll have to invoice you for shipping, unfortunately. Might be able to split them into a letter size though, maybe if you're in Australia. Liz, we haven't got the jar tonight because we're doing the Tilda fabric giveaways instead of the jar. I mean, it would have been nice to see your faces in it, I suppose. I still could have turned it on and just not drawn anything. Yes, it is cold over here, Tracy. It's freezing. Snow, rain. It's very cold. Sitting with a blanket on all day. So, yes. This is Hobart. Remember, hi, Rhonda. Hello. Hi, Jo. Hi, Jo. Okay, so gin. So last Monday, or the Monday just gone of this week, was a public holiday here for the Regatta Day, just a local holiday, so just here. So, hi, Marg. So we took ourselves off for a little drive on Sunday, and we went up north of Hobart, well, northwest, so towards the west coast, past New Norfolk, past Hamilton to Loreni Estate up at Meadowbank on the Derwent River. I see it all the time. There's this beautiful, huge old house, and it is a whiskey distillery and gin. So anyway, went for a drive. Yes, Sharon, if you win, if yours hasn't gone, yes, it can be added into it. That was a much better idea. Hi, Helen. Hi, Mary. Hi, Sol. Hi, Leanne from Warwick, Queensland. Well, it might be nice and warm up there. Anyway, so we went up to Loreni, but of course, it poured rain. It poured and poured rain. So there's a beautiful big old house built in the 1800s and beautiful big garden, which is really what I wanted to go for. But actually, you couldn't look at the house and garden. You could have wandered a bit through the outer gardens, but it was pouring rain. So Robert, I think was his name, the owner, who bought it in the late 90s. I think that's what he said. Lovely man. And so I pumped him as much as I could about the history of the house and the farm and all the rest of it. So it was lovely. Anyway, so we went to Loreni Estate. So hi, Anne. Hi, Sharon. So the guys did the whiskey tasting because they're more into that. It was very impressive. And I, of course, did this. It was called a spirit tasting. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Janine from Whyalla. Hello. So there were 4 gins and a vodka, and it was a coffee. I don't know if it was a coffee vodka or a coffee liqueur, Fiona. Anyway, so I got to do 6 tastings. That was the first place we went to. We had a driver, though. We had a driver because she doesn't like gin or whiskey. And then after that, we had a lovely lunch at the Hamilton pub, and then we went to the Norfolk Distillery, which is a rum distillery. We didn't drink rum, but the guys decided now they do drink rum. It was very nice. And then we went to the Welcome Swallow Brewery, which was a really interesting place as well. All these little tiny little hardy hole businesses that, you're just in a back street in a big old warehouse type area. So it's good to get out and explore your local area, and I guess we invested a little bit to keep their businesses going as well. Anyway, that was our day. So I have got 2 gins from Loreni. I already had one. I just had to remember which one I had, and thankfully I didn't buy the same one. Hi, Lee. Hi, Darlene. So I have got the pink gin, and I have got the Highlands gin, which he described as quite a light, fresh one. But I'm going to try the pink one tonight. And we'll see how that goes. Meadowbank Pink Gin. It's got a really nice floral design on the label. If I go over here, see this nice floral design on here. So all the things that have got it. So it's got hibiscus flowers. I think it was hibiscus. Let me see. Renowned as a destination for long, relaxing summertime afternoons, Lake Meadowbank is one of Tasmania's great natural escapes. It's where everyone goes to water ski, Lake Meadowbank. Become enticed by the vibrancy of Meadowbank Pink Gin with a stunning hue of pink delivered by the infusion of fresh local raspberries, strawberries, and exotic hibiscus flower, reflecting the summer evening skies, herbal freshness, and bright citrus intertwine as native lemon thyme and juicy blood orange mellow on the palate, with cooling coriander leaf rounding off the finish. Wow, that's a lot of flavours, a lot of botanicals. Perfect addition to a warm, sunny afternoon. Well, it's not exactly a warm, sunny afternoon here, but anyway, let's try it. There was one. It might have been the one that I already had. Can't remember. One of them was really spicy, and it was like a Christmas gin and would be lovely with a hot chocolate in Christmas. But I think that's the one that I already had, so I'll have to remember to try that in winter. Hello, Rhonda. Thorpedale Pub has started making gin and is rhubarb and strawberry. Wow, nice. Okay, sadly you can't have it, Fiona. I have to make non-alcoholic ones. Let me just turn that light off. All right, so let's try it. Of course, you do all your tastings straight and warm. No bit of water in between, but no ice, or I do like a gin over ice rather than just straight and warm, or with a bit of, as you know, a bit of soda. That gets you. Yes, it's very fruity. Oh, it's fruity, but There's almost a hint of rose sort of flavour in there. But, oh, well, there we go. I just tipped that out. Let me get something to wipe that up with. What have I got here? Luckily it didn't go on my laptop or on anything else that was going to ruin my fabric. Just went on my mat and my printed layout guides. That's all right. That's all. Colleen, you have been missing in action. Oh, okay, Fiona. Got to support them. That's right. All right. And your friends, but the local brewery, the local pub making gin, yes. All right. Well, that was good, wasn't it? I haven't got quite so much to taste now. Gosh, I'm a bit... That wasn't a good idea. See, you should never actually have drinks near your laptop or near electrical stuff, should you? Particularly when you've got so much rubbish around here on this little tiny table that I'm trying to do everything on. Oh dear, what a shame. I'll have to reprint those. I was going to demo with that tonight. Hi, Marilyn. It's all right, you just missed me throwing my drink across everything. Kim, hello. Janine, hello. Have you been away, Carleen? On holidays, maybe to somewhere nice and warm? Well, you know, it should be warm here, but it's not. That's nice. Bentley, what are we into? We're into week 3 yet. Bentley is good. He's lying here on his bed. He's spent the day in his crate on the windowsill watching the world go by. I think he's gotten used to just being drugged and sedated and very quiet to the point where when I open the door and let him out, he doesn't come out. So he stays in there. Anyway, so far so good. Hopefully he's all right. Barb, hello. Listening to Home and Away. Oh, dear, Barb. I'm sure Mum's probably got Home and Away on too if she is watching. Because when did it only just start again this week, or has it been back for a while? I'm not sure because I don't watch it, but I know she loves to watch it. All right, that is nice. All right, so we've got a few on here. So we're going to jump straight into... No, I'll show you a couple of fabrics first. Okay, a couple of new fabrics first. And these are really fun, cool, hi Denise, Ruby Star fabrics. So it's like a selvage fabric. So it's got all the different selvages of all the Ruby Star designers. So Ruby Star is a group of young, I think they're all female designers. Doesn't really matter if they are or not. But anyway, a group of really young, funky, modern young designers who came to the industry with a whole different concept of marketing. Actually came from a marketing background. Hi, Narelle. Last week it started okay. So they've done quite a few collections now over the years. They actually started out with Cotton and Steel, so a different fabric company, and then they got picked up by Moda. And I think it was, I remember going to market and being told about it. It was a huge marketing launch, and it was the first fabric collection or group of fabric collections that actually sold out before it was even printed. So, it was huge in the scene. It sort of really disrupted the scene. But anyway, they got bought out by Moda, and now they design for Moda under Ruby Star Society. So there's like Rashida Coleman Hale, Sarah Watts, Melody Miller, who else? They sometimes have guest designers. Kimberly Kite. Kimberly Kite. There's another one too. I can't think. Alexia Marcel Abeg. She might be designer. Maybe she's not all the time. Anyway, So this is all their different selvages from all the collections I've done over the years. But it's just a really fun fabric. Make good bags and things. Been to the North West Coast, love to catch up with some quilters at the Smithton Muster. Oh, I've never heard of the Smithton muster. So you mean like a rodeo type muster? Like a gimpy muster? Sounds fun. I'm in the same state and I don't know anything about it. There you go. although I don't follow Speedway. Okay. All right. So that's a really fun one. That's the like the selvage fabric. Would make up lots of fun things, bags and things. And then this one also goes with it, and this is like just all letters. Letters and the occasional word. Well, and is the only word I think that I can see. But again, nice, bright, happy, modern. Would be a good backing. Would be a good bag. Yeah, fun to use. So we have both of those. I will put the links in a little while. So that was just 2 new bolts of fabric that came in, because we have a new fabric rep who visited us last week for Moda and lots of other companies. So we've got a few things coming in over the next 6 months. We were naughty and spent more than we should have. Every time a fabric rep comes, I warn them. I said, "Oh, we're not buying anything." And sadly, I'm not very strong and I do. Music Master, Becky Cole this year. I didn't hear anything about it. And you mean Smith in Tasmania? There you go. I didn't hear anything about it. That would actually be quite fun. I guess it happens every year, does it? I don't know. I shall have to look out for it. If I look it up, then it might show in my feed. All right, so we're going to go on to the Tilda fabrics. So it's 1/2 meter cut, just for $15. This Joe said for me to write a letter on the bolt, not a number this week, so we don't have confusion about 1 of 1 or 1 of 2 or 2 of 1 and all the rest of it. So it'll be 1 of A, and remember 1 is a 1/2 meter. So for every meter you order, you get an entry into the giveaways, but 1 is a 1/2 meter, and there's quite a bit of these ones because they're not quite so old. So, but once they run out, they run out. There are still some left from last week. So if you weren't here last week and you missed out on the real vintage Tilda sale, so the much older ranges, collections to fill up your stash, then go back to last week's live and just bit of overkill, so you can just watch last year's 5 days camping on. So, and it's on the regatta weekend, right? Our long weekend. I'm going to look for it. Okay, there you go. Hi, Caroline. So yes, so let's start. So we did find, hiding in the box of something else, one more of the Plum Garden collection. So if you got the Plum Garden last week, am I frozen? I'm not frozen on mine. Just refresh, Fiona. It might be your. Behind. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let's just reload. All right, are we back? Okay. Don't know what happened there. Sorry. And my phone was miles behind you. Okay. All right. No, now I'm frozen again, maybe. What is going on with the internet? Plum Garden is your favorite range, Lauren? Hello, Lauren. Okay, well, let's just hold our breath and cross our fingers. All right, so this Plum Garden one was number A. Oh, and I got a bit of gin on that too by the looks. It's a bit wet. Okay, so not much of that one. So letter A, if you put 1, it's half a metre, remember? Okay, let's struggle through and see if we go okay. All right. Let me pull the box out. So the rest are all pie in the sky. So this is Whimsy Bird Red, and this is lovely for fussy cutting. So this is B. So you can either, fussy cut that onto the middle of a big bag, or you can literally fussy cut with EPP and do tessellating, secondary patterns and things. So that is B. Then, do we have that in any other colours? Yes. We also have that. I've got a whole new bolt here. So we also have that in it's called Pine. The colour is called Pine. So it's really the cream background though. So that's going to be C. So it's the same beautiful fussy cut one in the cream background. So that's C. Then another one here that's not open yet. This is Confetti Pine. So it's the green colour. Pine is obviously the green colour. So this is D. And again, these are actually really nice to fussy cut too, these little sprays of flowers. They're nice too. Or they go really nicely with a complement with that. So a lining and a main focus print. And then we have that same one in the cerise, so Confetti Cerise, which is a hot pink colour. That will be E. So you can see it's the same design, but in the pink. And then we also have it in red. So that's going to be F. So we've got quite a few of these. So these will just go back in the shop at full price after this. But you get it tonight, or as long as you're watching this live. And then we have the Willy Nilly. The Willy Nilly print in pink. EF, that's going to be G. So if you're watching this on catch up, just put your order in and we'll go back and keep checking the messages until we run out. Okay, now we have Topsy Turvy in plum. So that's H. Remember, for every metre you order, you get an entry into the giveaway. And that can be 2 half metres, makes a metre. Hi, Diane. I'm babysitting again after bed, so I get to watch a bit. Oh, good. Hi, Catherine. Okay, then we have the Topsy Turvy in the red. GHI. So there's the plum and the red. And then we have tassel flower in the mustard. So that will be J. Tassel flower in red will be K. And tassel flower in green will be L. And then the last one is cloud pie, which was the accompanying like basic one. So that works with all the greens. So that's going to be M. Oops, that's off the screen. So the green was L. And if I show you here, I've actually built myself in there. So let's go back to this. So I'll go backwards through it. So M is the cloud pie. So it's like just a little ditzy all over green print. L is the tassel flower green. Again, great fussy cutting print here. Can you imagine diamonds going around or hexagons going around? Tassel flower in the red. Tassel flower in the mustard. And then we've got topsy-turvy in the red is I. Topsy-turvy in the plum is H. Willy-nilly in the pink is G. Confetti red is F. Confetti cerise or pink is E. Confetti green or pine is D. And then my favourites, I'm going to have to cut a metre of these for myself before they go back. Whimsy bird pine is C. Whimsy bird red is B. And then we had the one plum garden in the pink left over from last week, which was A. And then there were more plum gardens in last week. So go back to last week's live to see everything that was on offer last week. And if there was anything you missed out on, just ask if there was any left. We sold a lot, but there are some bits left because we had a lot because I'm a hoarder and I don't like to give it away. I don't like to give it up, do I? You know, one day I might need it. Hi, Robin. Welcome. Just missed the Tilda sale, but go back on catch up. And last week's, I think you missed last week's too on some vintage Tilda. And if you're watching on catch up, as I said, if it's been a few days, maybe send a message because we might not keep checking comments, but we'll keep checking comments for the next couple of days if you want to add any more to your order. Now I'm going to show you some other things now while Jo goes through and tallies that all up and gets your entries. So remember, an entry for every metre that you ordered for the giveaway bundles of the Tilda Songbird sampling. With thanks to Devon Stone Fabrics and Two Green Zebras. Actually, it's Two Green Zebras because they're the distributor for Tilda. So they've given me a whole pack of sampling. So we've split it up so you can all have a little bit, to give away. So, yes, I did put it on the Tilda D-Stash group, Robin, but it didn't get approved last week in time. So I'm assuming they didn't approve it because it was the Thursday night had already left. But anyway, we had a heap of vintage last week from much older ranges. Tonight is Pie in the Sky. And the next to be done, maybe not quite yet, we have some Jubilees, so we'll do that as well. Okay, so that is our Tilda. Now I'll give time to Joe to tally those up, and we'll be ready at the end to draw all the winners. And in the meantime, I'll show you some more things. So what else have we got new? We have got some more products in from Soho. I showed you, we did get the scissors a while ago, so we've got some more sets of those in. So you can get a set of 3, which is better value, or you can buy them individually. So this is the go-to scissors set, and I'll put the links in a while. They're just, I don't know, it's just their colours and their packaging that get me. So the scissors are similar to Karen K. Buckley's, but they're just pretty, aren't they? That's just so soft and calming. So there is the small pair. I don't want to damage the packaging to get them out, but let's see if I can get them out. So the little tiny embroidery pair. So they have a serrated edge, 2 serrated edges. So they're the little small ones. So they're pink, a nice little soft pink colour. And they come in the pretty pink box. So they're like their little embroidery pair. And then the medium pair is this gorgeous, like, it's not a duck egg blue, it's like a really soft sea spray minty green. So they're like the blue pair. I have those on my machine at the moment because I've got lots of blue pairs. But to show you a blue pair, you can see the difference. So they're the same length blade and everything, maybe not quite as pointy. And the handle's just a little bit chunkier. And they have the serrated blade. So that's the really pretty. They're a little bit cheaper than Karen K. Buckley's too. Yeah, so I think these still are my favourite. They're lighter on the hands, but maybe the more I use this, these will loosen up. Maybe the screw's just a bit tight until they loosen up. But it's going to be very hard for me to beat these, but they are cheaper and they're still really nice. So that's the medium size. As I said, you can buy them in a set of 3, which is a little bit cheaper than buying them individually, or you can buy them individually. So that's that colour. And then the large are 8-inch, so they'd be like the purple ones or the pink ones. And so they're more like a dressmaking larger one. Again, soft grips, left or right-handed, serrated blades, but it's just the pretty colours. See, I think we do prettier colours, but I mean that's my choice, I suppose. Some people like the bright colours, and as someone pointed out, the bright colours of Karen K. Buckley's are easier to find and spot. So yeah, okay. Joe, if you're watching, there's more orders coming in. Yours did not come in the big box. Oh, she must have sent you 3 separately because they should have come in the bigger box. Maybe we didn't have any left, so she sent you 3 separately for the big box price. Okay. I mean, to be honest, you're just going to throw the big box out. In fact, you're probably going to throw all the boxes out. I don't know where mine are, but they are pretty. The packaging's lovely. So that's that. But we also now have, we just got a few to try them. So in the pretty soft powdery baby blue, it's a bit like a Laura Ashley blue. It's really pretty. We have the gold tailoring shears made in Italy, and there is a left and right-handed pair. So these are the standard ones, and these are a left-handed pair, 8-inch. So if you always struggle for a beautiful pair of tailoring shears and you're left-handed, I shouldn't try the left-handed ones because I'm not left-handed, then here's a nice pair. Let me see what the snip is like. Oh, it's like going through butter. So there you are. If you like a nice heavy pair of tailoring shears made in Italy, then they have just come in left or right-handed. And it comes with its own little, like a glasses polishing cloth. So that's nice. In the beautiful blue box. Like that. They are $72.75, Fiona. I assume they're both the same. Yes, they're both the same. $72.75. But, it's just the colours that get me, as I said. Now, we also got some snips. So a lot of people, when they're sewing on their sewing machine, or long armers particularly, like a pair of squeezy snips. So I got these to try. I'm just going to let Bentley out the door. Don't know where he thinks he's going to go. He can't go anywhere, but anyway, I'll let him out. Here you go, buddy. Oh, yes, Joe, there are orders from YouTube. Hold on. So 1, 2, it's Julie Parkin again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 meters worth from Julie Parkin. Joe, there you go. Okay, so the little snips. So I don't know if you've seen these before. Let's take the cover off. But they're just really quick. You just squeeze and snip. So great for when you're quilting and you just need to snip off the thread underneath the sewing machine needle sort of thing. And they're just really quick to have there. So a lot of people love the little snips. Very light-handed on there. Let's see what the blade's like. So this is a thicker thread than a sewing thread. They're more to snip your I suppose you can snip your embroidery threads, but more to snip your sewing threads when you're appliquing or sewing. They'd be good when I'm monopoly stitching, actually, because I could get nice and close to the fabric and just snip off all those invisible threads. So sohmo snips. They are $26.50. So we've got just a couple of packets of those to try them as well. So, but yeah, they just get me with their colours and packaging. They're pretty soft pastel-y colours. Right, we've also finally got, so you will remember that I showed you last year the Hoop and Layer, the new hoops from Hoop and Layer, and we had some in Adelaide, and we got them direct from them at the quilt market. We took them from there, so we had some in Adelaide, and they all sold. And I know some of you ordered them on the live when I did it, and I've got that in my spreadsheet who ordered what size and what colour. So there was Ange, who's not here, Julie, who's not here, Sharon, I think maybe you ordered a couple. So we've got those. Hi, Carmel. The little pink ones. Oh, how much were the little pink ones? Let me see. The little pink ones are... I don't know, because this is the set. It'll be in the link when I put it on. So the set is $119. The little ones on their own, I'm going to guess maybe they're $39 or $49. I don't know. They're around about that. Anyway, back to the Hoop and Layer. So these were the new hoops that have no screw, no hook and no screw. So you use this little wrench to tighten up the screw that's underneath here. Now, they've just come because they've got new packaging. So this new packaging holds the little wrench that comes with it. It's stuck on there with a bit of glue, I think, so it doesn't fall out. It's seamless, so you can use it for stitching and for sewing. So there is the 120 mil, which is about a 4-inch, 150, which is about a 6 inch, or it's almost 5 actually. I see they've also got their name in here too now. I didn't have before. And then the 180 mil, which is like an 8 inch, maybe it's 7. And then a 210 mil, which is a bit bigger than an 8 inch. And then you also get, which I didn't bring, but there's little hang hooks as well in matching colours with the removable, the removable pull strip that you can remove them from the wall. So the colour is matching to the frame, and it's just a little tiny hook. They're only $3, and then $39.99 for the small pink scissors. Thank you, Joe. So you can match that, and then you can hang that on the wall. So if you're using it to hoop your work when you're finished, which is sort of what the designer, Natalie, that's why she came up with it, because she was doing lots of lovely embroideries and hooping them, then you can just hang that on that hook on the wall, and then you just pull your little strip out and remove it when you want to. So if you're renting or something where you can't put things on walls. Or without that, you could just use it as a normal hoop. It does have, so I don't have one that hasn't got the packaging on it, which is a shame, because to open it and show you, it does have a little ridge in there. I might just, I don't even know how. Let's see if I can open one carefully and re-stick it again afterwards. I think it's probably got some credit card glue on it. Yes. Okay, that comes off like that. Oh, okay, and then it's stuck on just with tape. Right, is that double-sided tape? No. That's my little wrench. All right, let's see. Oh, and we've got a lovely little postcard in the order as well. So I'll read out those care instructions. So it has this little wrench here. So you can do it, you can start it with the wrench, just, and then you can just finger do it. And you can see, can you see? Let's go and zoom. You can see there's a little curve cut out in there, like with 2 ridges on the side. And then this one, if you can see, is curved that way. And the little that sits in the ridge, and then that locks your fabric in nice and tight. So if I had some fabric here, if I had some fabric here, of course I've got some fabric here. Let's go with this border. So this is a stabilized piece of fabric. So I'm going to put that on there. And then I'm going to unscrew that so it's nice and loose. Let's go back to here. And then, that goes in the inside. Okay, so that has to go on the bottom. And this has to go on the top. I need to pop it over. Okay, I need to unscrew it more. We'll learn together. So that's on the bottom. That's on the top. Pop that over. Really doesn't like applique on it. Oh, I think I've actually unscrewed it all the way out, which is not helping. Duh. You got to do it the other way, because it's the inside one, not the outside one, that has to change. So I need to do that small, not big. I went the wrong way. Duh. Okay, so let's do it upside down. So we have our outer rim, that one, yes. And then we screw it bigger, tighter. Okay. Until you get it drum tight. Okay, and then it is locked in. It's nice and flat, it's nice and raised, and it's all locked in. You just have to know what you're doing and get your physics around the right way. Oh, I'm sitting on a pin. Okay. There you go. So that's how they look. So you can use it to stitch in nice and tight, and then you can use it to frame in as well. My only concern is, what do you do with the wrench so you don't lose it? They do send us spare wrenches if we lose them. But I think if you were going to use it over and over again, like as an embroidery hoop, then I think I'd tie, see they've got a hole in the wrench now, so I'd tie a little string around there and tie it on there so you don't lose it. Once you've framed it on the wall, just put it in your normal, just, put it in your drawers or wherever you keep your little tools and things. Yes, Sharon, it's opposite to normal hoop, so that's what got me, and that's why I did that wrong. It wasn't a very good demonstration, was it? Because my head was still how a normal hoop goes, where the outside one is the one that has to go big to go over the inside one, but you're working back to front. Because we don't have the screw on the outside, which is what it's all about, not having that screw on the outside. So yes, I'm sure once you get the hang of it, it will be quite quick and simple. So that's the hoop and layer hoops, and then they come in all of these lovely funky colours. Now we haven't got every size and every colour. Yes, and I think that's what you do, put a ribbon on and keep it with it. But they're all listed on the website, so I'll put the link in a minute. We haven't got every colour in every size. I do need to grab those ones that were pre-ordered from that when I showed you last year. But we do have quite a selection. So there is lemon yellow. Let's go a bit. Can we go all the way in? Okay, so lemon yellow, mandarin orange, scarlet red, dark red, plum, matte lilac or lilac purple, sakura pink, ice blue, marine blue, dark blue, grass green, apple green, dark green, which is quite a khaki green, terracotta, caramel, desert tan, latte brown, dark brown, bone white, ivory white, ash grey, and charcoal. So something for every, if you want, Sharon, yeah, just grab it from the website and I'll tick you off the other spreadsheet as well. So yeah, grab it then, and then I know you haven't missed out. So a colour for everyone, basically. So, all those browns and lattes and neutral colours, they're really popular for nurseries and young kids and that. So all that, cute little embroideries to decorate nurseries and that, all those neutral colours are very popular. So they've got a good range of that. And then we go from soft to bright to everything in between. So, yeah, so I'll just put all the links in. Okay, there's the link for the hoops, squeeze snips, the left-handed shears, the right-handed shears, the scissors, the wall mounts. I put the link in for the wall mounts even though I didn't bring them home to show you, sorry. And the Selvage Magic fabrics. All right, so that's all of those. I need to see if I can get this back on here now, if I can work out how that was done. pretty good. I think I've got it pretty good. Maybe it should have just gone that way. There we are. Got that back together. All right. Now, I just thought of something else. Oh, yes. So if you saw the newsletter this week, I remember, doesn't matter, Sharon, if you just order what you want and I'll just cancel what you had before. I think you had 2 different colours and 2 different sizes before. So you might remember last year for quite some time I was in my spare time stitching the quilt on the back wall. We had a bit of a competition on what to name it. So it ended up just being called Gingham Dreams. So I had Devonshire Dreams, so we went for Gingham Dreams. And that is now available. So it was in the newsletter yesterday, and I'll pop the link in now. But also each of the 9 designs, and I know you asked me for all these other designs. I'll get to them one day. They're on my list. But each of the 9 designs are also available as a PDF download individually. So if you just wanted one stitchery, you can just download the one. Or if you wanted to make the whole quilt, and I know there were a lot of orders from the newsletter yesterday, so I'm not quite sure how many packs we had cut, and I won't be asking Shed Guy at the moment because he's still cutting Mary all day, every day. As he said, it's getting quite boring. Same thing over and over again. Not that he ever really loved the job, but anyway. So Gingham Dreams is now available, and each of the little stitcheries are also available individually. So I just put the link in for that. All right. Now, what was I going to show you tonight? A couple of things. So I'm a quarter of the way down. I have 150 leaves to go. So, and then I have to put the last part of the outer border on all these 4 borders. So there's 4 of these. I've done 1. Okay, so there's 48 leaves on each side. I did change and stitch the stems down by machine on the other 3 this week just to get that done a bit quicker. But I have, 146 leaves to go. So I will show you that in a minute. But I was also going to just show you the outside edge. So let's go there. So these are the little pieces that go on the outside edge, and that'll be my last thing to do. Yes, Robin, it's probably not a project for you. 200 little leaves. Oh, and that's just on the borders. Liz, there's a step-by-step tutorial for the Finish Your Fave bucket. So in your pattern, it's got the link to where the tutorial is on the website, or go to the website and up the top right, it says Toots and Freebies, and then go to step-by-step tutorials, and there is one for the Finish Your Fave bag. So yes, you get a step-by-step. It is the original one, but it works the same way. 150 left, Jeanette. I think all up there was a lot more than that. Yes, I found my missing border. That was a bit of a worry because they literally, I was working on it and it was literally right there. How could it have gone? But I had visited Friday night drinks to my friends, and when I said to her, "Oh, you didn't find it there, did you?" She said, "No, but look in the crease of the pram." Bentley has a pram at the moment, and I'd folded back the the top part of it, and it was in the crease of there. So I had searched the rest of the pram. I'd searched under, I'd searched in it, everywhere, but I just didn't fold down the hood part, and there it was. So I have found my missing border because I didn't have enough fabric to make another one all the time. Anyway, let's go over to this. So these ones, I've used a ruler and a rotary cutter to cut a perfect 1/4 inch from the edge of the paper, because these are going to go on the edge of the fabric and I need it to be even, perfect 1/4 inch. And then I'm just cutting out a 1/4 inch or a scant 1/4 inch around the curved edges. And then I can just take a bit of that tip. So I've got a 1/4 inch from the point of the paper to the edge, and there. Then I'm just going to snip into this inner curve, but not all the way to the paper. I'm stopping just a few threads short of the paper, like that. Then I will take my glue pen and I'm going to go along this curved edge first. So nice smooth curve, so I can just use my whole thumb at once. Or I could use my applique tools, but this one's quite quick with your hand. And then where I've got my clips, I'm just make sure I'm pushing those all the way into the paper so that the raw thread, or where the edge of the cut goes, is on the back of the paper, and there's no little pokey thread sticking out on the edge. Okay, I've been able to just, with those little snips, it's just pushed in over the edge, so the end of the cut is on the back of the paper, and it's not going to give me a raw thread on the edge. Okay, then I'm going to go over the fabric there, so my point sticks down and all the way to the edge down there. So I went all the way to the edge, and I'm just going to fold in. That should pretty much be a right angle there, so I don't get a little tail hanging out. And just with the full fatness of my thumb, because it's a nice gentle curve, I don't need to do the pinch and gather. I can just pull it all the way to the back. And I very quickly have a beautiful, smooth, even curve around the outside edge. This bit here will go even with the edge of my background fabric. And I'll probably stitch these down by machine because I'm going to be out of finger applique by then, and it'll be nice and quick and easy to stitch those. That's the last border. So part 3 of the last border is just these little edge bits, which give it a sort of a little scallopy look, and then the binding is the same, so it frames it and gives it a little sort of scallopy frame around the outside edge. So I'm not going to say I'm going to have all the other 3 borders finished by next week. It's taken me 3 nights to stitch the 48 leaves, but I have been doing other things as well. Too much time on my phone, and sorting out things with Mum and trying out her new video phone today. Now, anyone that has parents that struggle with phones, have a look at the Connect video phone option. I was searching for like big phone buttons and easy to use phones and came across this. Hadn't heard about it, but it is actually, hi Julie. Oh, beach break, nice. Yep, you want to watch a bit, Julie. It is, if you have a Telstra account or are in aged care or a Belong account, it's actually not free. It's $5 a month for this great setup. So we've set it up and tested it today, and basically you can video call or phone call this big screen, and all she has to do is hit the big green button to answer it and the big red button that says hang up to close it up. So all those that work in aged care, you probably know about it, but I didn't know about it, and so I now have to try and get all her friends onto it. So because she struggles, she's not using her mobile phone, and while she's been in hospital, it's been really hard to get in touch. Have to ring the nurses and get them to take a phone down and stuff. So anyway, we found it. So I thought I'd spread the word because it's not hugely known. When I said, why didn't I know about it? They said to me, because we don't have a Bill Gates budget to market it. But it is actually all paid for or subsidised by Telstra. So if you didn't know about it, looked it up. Connect with a K. It is video phone. So just search Connect video phone. There's my little public service announcement, because I think it's going to be good. Anyway, it works on Wi-Fi, but you can call it like a phone, and you can have an app on your phone if you've got a device, so you can video call or you can just normal phone call. So that is that part of it. And then I thought I will just, why not show you a leaf, because I've got a couple of hundred to do still. No, I don't. I shouldn't exaggerate. I've got 146 to do. So let's go overhead half. Shelley, yeah, I'm sure anyone that works in aged care would know about it, but yes, Julie, try it. I didn't know about it. They really simplify it, and they answer straight away, and it's all been speaking to someone to set it up. So you can add anyone to the screen, any phone number, with an email or a phone number, so they can video or call, and you can just call it like a normal phone too. So yeah, simple as possible. I'm surprised you haven't heard about them, Julie, in your aged care centres. But anyway, we have got it now. So if they're at home, they need a Telstra account, but if they're in aged care, they don't need anything. They just get it. They can just get it. Yeah. Oh, you didn't know either, Fiona. With a K. Konnne. Might be CT or KT, but look, search Connect video phone. It also has, so the idea behind them is it also has captioning on there. So if they're hard of hearing, so I think another thing was if they have hearing aids or hearing issues, then you can qualify as well. But it has like captions on it, so if they can't hear very well, they can read the captions. We got those turned off today because Mum spent the whole time reading and not listening to what we were saying. But that is, it's for hard of hearing, and it's a huge big screen. It's like a video monitor screen. I thought it would be an iPad size, but it was huge. And we can move it so there's extra accessories too, like a handset and speakers. So at home, if she's at home, you can have it in the lounge room because it doesn't move around, and you can have the speaker in the bedroom or outside. So if it rang, that you could hear it and know to go and answer it. So lots of features. Anyway, I think it's a little Australian company that's developed it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go back to overhead half. So I've got my applique needle. I've got my Wonderful Deco Bob thread here, and just in a blending colour. I've just been, I used up a whole reel of like a taupey colour, and now I've just been using this again, another blending colour. Yeah. Oh, you can talk to them too, Shelley. Yeah. So you can report in and talk to them through it. That's a good thought too. And you can do a group chat too, but you have to everyone has to join in that on the app themselves. Like she can only call one person, and then once you're on, they can go to the app and add themselves in. So like Tracy and I and Matilda were all on there today testing it all out and working it out. A Jetsons video phone, maybe. All right, so I've already machined, appliqued down my vine in this time and my little circles here, whereas the first one I did the whole lot by hand, and then I thought, oh, I've got to get a bit quicker. But as it does, that has puckered a little bit, so we'll have to, even though I've got stabilizer on the back, so I'll have to steam that out. Probably also because that's bias and it's a little bit stretched. Yes, Carleen, would be good for anyone. I just, like I kept saying, why do I not know about this? Because it's also it can be subsidised by NDIS and ACAP packages. So her ACAP provider hadn't ever mentioned it, so I don't know if they know about it. But why pay for it through that when it's actually basically free? $5 a month or $10 if you need a modem if you don't have internet. But I think most aged care homes and the hospital has its own Wi-Fi, and she would have her own Wi-Fi at home. All right, so I've come up. I'm going to go even closer. I just have to stay on screen. So I've brought my thread up at the very point of that leaf, and then I've done a second stitch to lock that leaf down. Now, if my tail was going this way, I wouldn't have needed to do a second stitch. I could just start off down the side. And then I'm going to sweep in my little tail, tuck it in, pull out my point again, and then start stitching down that side. So straight back down but through the background, slide along. Straight back down, slide along. And we'll make our way along to the other end. Give it a little tug so my thread's sinking into the fabric. Another feature with the video phone while I'm doing is you can have some numbers or all numbers set up that if it doesn't answer in 30 seconds, it will automatically answer. And depending where it's set up, like it's a video, we could see the whole room. So if, for example, they'd had a fall and they were there on the floor or something, then you would be able to see them. So that's another safety feature. You could talk to them, or you could obviously call for help. All right, so I tucked that tail in that was poking out. It was coming out this side, so I tucked it in before I got to it. If it was going the other side, you would just be stitching up to the point like this. A stitch right in the very point. And I'm going to turn around. Another stitch, so I'm going straight back down underneath at that point and coming back up and doing a second one in the point. So I'm locking out that point, tugging it to get as sharp as I can, making sure I'm still tucked under, or if the point was going this way, then I would tuck it under and then just start down the next side. I should have timed how long it takes to do one leaf. Of course, if you've got any bits that aren't perfectly smooth, any points or bits coming out, just tuck them under to the edge of the paper again as you're going. Of course, it's going to hook anything it can, Murphy's Law. All right, through to the back. And I'm just going to do one little knot there to keep that secure. And then jump over to this side. Try not to twist the same direction every time you twist it. Go one way and go the other. And then through that point, lock my point in. Don't pull that first stitch tight because you've made a big jump. Once you do your second stitch though and locked it in, you can go big. I've already snipped as much as I can snip off, Helen. When you have it as a triangle, I would have showed you how you can just snip off the point, but no more, because otherwise you're going to fray out. So there's not very much tail on these little leaves. What do you think? We take about 2 to 3 minutes. Thanks, Melissa. You're timing me. Good. Times that by 146. How long have I got to go? It's like cutting the papers. 9.5 minutes for each set. And then a couple of minutes to pick them up and put them in the bag. So yeah, very slow going. I don't think I'll do that again because it certainly hasn't been very cost effective. And it may kill Shed Guy's back permanently. Or I need to design something that has multiple sheets. It's much quicker to cut. I guess I could go back and look at the timings on this, see how long it took me. Anyway, you probably don't need to watch me do the second one. You've already seen it. Oh, and we've actually already gone over an hour. All right, so into my point, flip it round, double stitch in my point. Make sure that's tucked in nicely. And then along the next side. Okay, so I won't finish that now. That's probably enough. Don't tell you how many leaves. No, you can do it by machine. So I just like to do the little leaves because I get much nicer points. But I could have carefully glued back the tails underneath the leaves and then done it by machine. I just think you get a bit of a bulkier point when you do it by machine, when you're not sweeping it under a little bit at a time. So we'll see. If I'm really running out of time, the last one might be done by machine. But I did do the vines by machine. I did the circles by machine. I did the scallops by machine because that was much quicker. But of course, I have a deadline. I have to get it made in 3 weeks. You're going to have at least, 6 months. You can have as long as you like to get it made. So you don't have to stress. You'll want the therapy of doing it by hand. Just do a little bit at a time. But it is not a start today, finish tomorrow project. That's for sure. All right. So, Joe, are you ready? I think that's everything I've got to show you. And we've actually gone over the hour, which is, thank you for sitting with me. 6 hours. Thank you, Anne. Thank you for the calculations. And no, I've already done 48. So if you did, so it's 48 times 4 is what, 160, 184 times 2.5 minutes. What's that calculation all up? Yeah. That's just for the outer border, of course. I've already done lots of leaves and the rest. But yeah, anyway, we won't count those. As I said, it's not an overnight project. Anne, are you stitching again yet? Probably not, I don't think. Are you driving again yet? Maybe. Okay, Jo just sent me a photo. So has she sent me the winning list? I think she might have sent me the prize winners. Okay, so this is our winners, and you don't have to be here on the live for this one because all you had to do was buy a metre of the Tilda fabric either last week or this week to get an entry. And there's 16 winners, so there's 16 bundles. So I'm going to read them out, and then, I don't know, Jo, can you upload that photo into the comments? I don't know if you can. But anyway, I'll read them out, and if you've got an order tonight or coming, it'll go with that. Otherwise, otherwise we'll just hold on to it with your name on it for when your next order goes. And yes, I'm sorry, there's a couple of people that have contacted this week that that you won a prize, and it didn't get caught to go with a parcel. Just remind Jo if something gets missed, and I'm really sorry if we forgot to put it into a parcel when it went, but we'll still hold on to it and send it with the next one. Jo's just saying she used an app to select the winners, so all very fair. Okay, so the winners are of a bundle of songbird fabrics. So there's 4 pieces in each one. So we could have just done one big bundle or 2 big bundles, but we've split them 7.5 hours. No driving, no stitching for at least 2 more weeks. Oh, it must be driving you crazy. Okay. So there's 4 pieces in each one. So we could have bundled them in bigger, but we thought, we'll give everyone a chance of having some. So you just get it would still be enough to make a nice little project. She can't upload it. Okay, that's okay. Okay, so I'll read out the winners. So Alison Norman, Di Catchpole, Jo Duggan, Kim Richardson, Deb Costarella, Deb McIlroy, Sharon Schreier, Fiona Bill, Donna Seymour, Julie Parkin, Liz D, Wendy McConte, Catherine Kearns, Caroline Shepherd, Karen Walker, and Tina Thane. Hi, Anita. You have missed. Hi, Caroline. So that is our 16 winners of the Songbird bundle. Thank you to Two Green Zebras for the giveaway. So if you watch on Catch Up and you do order more fabric from tonight's sale or last week's sale, then I'm sorry, but you've missed out on the competition, the giveaway. But that's all right. You can still pick up some old vintage Tilda before there is none left to be had in the country. So last week's there wouldn't be much left now because they are older range that I was hoarding under the table in the shed. Couldn't give away. Whereas now, we just need the space. So, all right, that's it from me tonight. No, you did well, Fiona. See, it's your lucky day. You should go and buy a lotto ticket. And there's a few of you here, so that's good. Otherwise, we will see you next week. Yes, I'm up to, apart from finishing all my leaves and my borders, then I am up to Chicks at Stitch projects. That's next on the list. Getting quite urgent now, along with AQC prep. Yes. You'll be in store tomorrow, Karen? Okay, I'll make sure they get back to the shop by tomorrow because I think I've got them all here. Yep, so I'll take them in tomorrow. All right. Thanks for joining in. Maybe you picked up a thing or two. and we'll see you all next week. I'm off to stitch some leaves. I'll let you know how many I get through, okay? When I finish tonight, I'll post how many leaves I got done tonight. See if I stay off my phone and on track. All right, have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Night, Mum, if you're still watching.